Well, hello there. Thank you so much for coming back. So a little bit of a background about me and just to have an understanding of the debt that I have paid off. And I'm not debt free yet, but I'm very close, and also how I did it. And this is why I record these kind of videos, so that I can inspire you as well to take the plunge. And it's just a nice feeling once you start paying it off and you start seeing your big amounts of loans, or whoever you owe, go smaller and smaller. So in December, so at the end of last year, about 22nd of December, just before Christmas, I paid off my F&B loan, and I did a whole video about it as well. And I paid off 56,000 Rand in loan. And if you could watch my previous videos, you'd see how much I was going to end up paying in total if I just paid the minimum payment, which obviously I didn't. I paid any extra amounts that I had and I put it into the loan. They had given me 60 months, if I'm not mistaken, or 65 months to pay off the loan, but I paid off the loan in 12 months just because I wanted to get it done. So that's debt number one that I paid off. And after I did that, I knew that I want to be completely debt free. I want to pay off everything that I own. And I remember recording my debt videos. I was just like, I'm not worried about my car because it is necessary debt anyways. The one thing that's stressing me out is my loan and my credit cards. But actually my car was the most I was owing. So I started having a change of heart at the beginning of this year, looking at how much I owe on the car and how much I pay every single month. And I wanted to pay that off. So then I paid off the car this year, last month, beginning of June. What actually happened is I called West Bank and I wanted to find out what is the settlement fee, and I talked to my husband and we had that amount already saved, and then we paid off the car. So in total, the car I was still owing 157,000 Rand on the car, but the settlement fee was 118,000 Rand. So then we just paid that off. And then for my Nedbank credit card, I was owing 15,300 Rand at the beginning of this year. So I've also paid that one off as well. So another thing that you need to understand, that with my job where I worked full time, we had incentives. So like little bonuses that come in when you meet your target, and I would use that to pay off my debt. I didn't use it to go shopping or anything. And then my F&B credit card, I owed 81,000 Rand at the beginning of this year, and I paid off 60,000 Rand already, which means I am currently owing 20,000 Rand on my F&B credit card currently. And then for my Vodacom cell phone, that one is a bit tricky. It's different. It was my debt, it was my contract, but I was claiming at work, and the contract has just ended in end of May. So I no longer owe my cell phone contract, but we do have another contract with Vodacom as well. So that's what I mean when I say I'm not debt free, but I'm close to it. And I'm also going to attack that other debt as well, which I'll be recording YouTube videos for you to see as I attack my other debts that I still have, but it's not too much. So I'm happy with that. Okay, so that is a bit of a background story of like basically what I've been through, how much I've paid in total, 288,500 Rand that I've paid in 7 months on my debt. If I didn't have that debt, I would have that money currently in my account. That would be nice, but that's fine. It's in the past, we move on, and now I'll be able to save without worrying about debt, basically. Sorry guys, I've got hectic hay fever. I think it's this plant that is in front of me. Okay. So this video is serving as a reminder that you cannot change what you don't know. So having that awareness over your finances is super important. Once you know how much you owe and what's your minimum payment, how much you make, how much you have left after your bills and your needs and your debt, then you know how much you can use to pay off a certain debt quicker. And also, the reason why I created that spreadsheet is so that you can play around with it and see how can you pay off that quicker, and when would you be able to be debt free if you use this certain strategy. Whatever strategy that you'll use, depending on your income, how much is remaining, how much do you have in your savings, things like that. So you're going to be able to make those decisions once you have that awareness and you are now seeking change. And then I also added Albert Einstein's quote there that says, insanity is doing the same thing over and over and again and expecting different results. Like, you cannot get different results if you're doing the same thing over and over again. Chances are what you're doing is not working because you're not happy with the current outcome. So let's change it then. Let's try something else. The spreadsheet is definitely going to help you, which I'm going to now record the screen and show you how this will change your life. Okay, so let's go onto the screen now, and I hope you have your spreadsheet as well open, and let's do this together. Now, when you are doing your debt attack, which is now what we are going to move on to when we're doing our debt setup, the debt setup will track only 10 debts at a time. So if you have 15 debts, please just prioritize the first 10. The other 5, put them here under your needs. But what we are prioritizing first is 10 at a time. And then when you pay off your first one, you'll then add your other one. Let me show you what I mean. So over here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 debts. So if we go to the debt setup, we've got 5 here and another 6 spaces. But when we go to the debt calculator, we only have 10 spaces, as you can see. So it's only prioritizing the first 10. The first 10 that you are wanting to pay off first out of your 15 or 20 or 13 or however many you have. So here under car, you've got the balance owing of 160,000 Rand, which is what we planned on the previous video. And then we've got the setup. So I've got my notes over here. Remember, we did this together in the previous video. So this is what I'm referencing. Interest rates and minimum payments. So the only thing that you're going to fill in here is this bar over here and this bar, like these 2 columns only. That is going to auto-populate from here. This is going to auto-populate from here. This is using this formula that I've created over here to calculate everything for you. The only thing that you need to fill in is these 2, because this information is important so that the interest is calculated accurately. Okay, so I've obviously filled it in as we did previously using my notes. So this is why it's important to do a note. So print out your notes, write down everything that we worked on the previous video, and then fill it in as well. Okay, so now that I've filled everything in, now I'm going to go to my savings. This part here is not important, but it's also good to know. So for example, here, vouchers. Now I'm going to use this voucher this month, so I'm going to then take it out and just put 0, and let's say 0 just for now and leave it like that. If we still have money left over after using this voucher, I will then put it over here, but for now you'll leave it at 0 because I'm using it for KB's birthday. And then let's go to the debt calculator. So now you've filled in your debt setup. And this is the most important part. Go to the date calculator and you do not touch anything here besides the date. So let's say, for example, we're going to change the date to the 1st of June. Sorry guys, my WhatsApp is on my... Okay, my WhatsApp is on my computer. That's why you're hearing that. So the 1st of July, let's say the 1st of July, this is when you started your journey just to track this month. So 1st of July, and then what it does, it's auto calculates how long will it take you to be debt free from today, from the time you start your debt plan of attack. Okay, so this is our debt over here. This is how much we owe. This is how much you actually pay every single month to chip away that balance. So out of that minimum payments, that's how much is going into interest, that how much is going onto that balance so that you can pay it off. So now you have an idea, like, okay, so a month, technically I'm paying only 1,100 and some change. So how can I pay more so that I can pay off this debt quickly? Same thing, you've got the personal loan, net bank credit card, FNB credit card, and Vodacom, and this is how much you are paying. Now, I want you to have a look at the net bank credit card. If you see anything like this on your debt, where you're seeing a red, like a amount of money that's colored in red, it means there's a problem. What is the problem though? The problem is that minimum payment is not covering the principal of the debt. What does that mean? It means that under your actual payment, you are not even reducing that balance over here, but what's actually happening is they adding 130 Rand more. Okay, so sorry about that. I had a courier guy bringing in an order. So over here, where it's red, it means the amount that you're paying every single month, your minimum payments. Remember, your minimum payment is a lie. Scarlett, mommy is busy. Your minimum payment is a lie. So this is a great reflection of what's actually happening here. The interest here on this debt over here is 340 Rand. So if you are paying 210 as your minimum payments a month, that means your debt is going up by 130 Rand, which means you are taking steps backwards, not forward. And that is a problem. Okay, then you've got your FNB credit card and your Vodacom as well. So how can you change this over here so that you are not taking steps backwards? Now let's go to our bills tracker. And on our bills tracker here under net bank credit card, what we're going to do, we're going to look at how much we currently have remaining to work with or to play with, whatever words you want to use. But we are currently sitting with 10,500 Rand. That doesn't have a purpose currently right now while you're still just doing your budget. Again, I practice the zero-based budget, which means that amount of money has to have a purpose at the end. So for now, I'm going to take the 500 Rand and add it onto the minimum payment. So the minimum payment will go up from 210 to 710. Okay, so that has changed, as you can see. It's 710. That has changed as well to 10,018, and that has changed as well. So now if we go to our debt calculator, that is no longer red. And if you can look here at the actual payment, it's no longer minus 130. It is now 369 Rand that it's going on to debt. Okay, so now we're moving forward. Cool. But still, as you can see here, it's still saying this is too low. Why is it saying that? It's basically saying that because it's going to take you longer, so much longer to get out of debt. So if you have a look now at the bottom over here, if you are using the avalanche method, which is paying off the debt with the highest interest rate. So there's two main popular ones, popular debt payoff method. It is the snowball method, which is paying off the smallest debt first. And then there's the avalanche method, which is paying the debt with the highest interest rate first. Okay, so it's up to you which one you want to go with. Avalanche method is great if you're someone who likes numbers, like me, for example. I already know that this interest is so high. I would like to lower the interest and lower the amount of months it's going to take me to be debt free. As you can see here, the longest month is 64 months. That is too long. So up until 2029, you'll still be paying off debt. I don't like that. So I'm going to try and pay off this debt quickly, which means I'm going to start with the one with the highest interest rate. So that's I could chip it off quickly and then have more money to put onto the next debt. But if you're someone who likes instant gratification and see, like debts getting removed from your statements, that is also perfectly fine. I also like that. So that means you pay off the Vodacom first and then go to the Nedbank credit card and then go to F&B credit card and then the personal loan, because you are just paying off the smallest amounts first. Okay, so it's up to you. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to change the car and make it number 1 and make this one number 2. And then the custom order, I've changed it over here. And then I will go here and I'm going to go order from the table. So now, as you can see, it's changed the order. No longer Avalanche, it's changed it to just my own custom order, which I want to pay off my car first. So this is how I paid off my car. So that's what I did, and I changed it to car first. And then we go to the debt tracker over here. So when I look at the debt tracker, I can scroll down and see, okay, so I'll be able to pay off my car 2029 in November. That is far too long. It is currently 2024, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Another 5 years of me paying 2,600 Rand a month on my car. I want to get rid of this quickly. So what I did was I contacted WesBank, which was who financed my car, and I asked them, how can I pay off my car quickly? Oh my gosh, that thumb, I don't know where this come from. I think they saw me do this. But how can I pay off my car quickly? I want to settle it. How much do I owe? So obviously I was owing 157,000 Rand according to my statements. So paying it off monthly. But if I had to settle it, the settlement fee was 118,000 Rand. So I was like, oh, okay, I have that amount of money. So then that's when I went here to the tracker over here, and on the purple I then put on that figures. So I put on the 118, and obviously I didn't have to worry about this because I already knew that if I pay that amount, I've settled the car, because that is a settlement fee, which means I saved that amount. So that amount here, I'm calculating it, and the sum is over here at the bottom. I don't know if you can see, which is 44,330 Rand that I had saved. I saved that amount of money by settling the car earlier. So that's what I did then. And then once I did that, I went to the bills tracker and I changed that to 118. And then I went back to the payments, and obviously, as you can see, the car is now paid off. And then I don't have a personal loan, but then after that, you do the same. You just ask yourself, okay, how much do I have? What I would do is I would go to that bills tracker and be like, okay, so I have 10,018 here. How about for my Nedbank or even for my personal loan, a month I pay an extra 2,000 Rand on each, which means it's another 4,000 Rand. Or actually, let's go 5,000 Rand to my debt and 5,000 Rand to my savings, just so I'm prioritizing both. So now you no longer have this. So we're gonna remove the car payment now, because that now is done. And then you're going to add 2,000 from here, which means now that is a 4,100 Rand payment, and add another 2,000 here, which means now it's a 2,700 Rand payment. And then if you go to your tracker over here, as you can see, you are going to be debt free sooner than expected. So now, because you've paid off the car, you have now an extra 2,600 Rand, because now you're rolling over the money. You're not pocketing the money like you have extra money to go shopping. No, you're rolling over whatever debt you've paid off. So now you're going to roll it over to the next month. And remember, you've already increased your minimum payments by putting in an extra anyways to your minimum payments. Then you're going to roll over again. And what's nice is, because you have a lot to work with, an extra amount to work with, you can put some into your savings as well, but you are prioritizing your debts. But this is basically how it's done. So you can play around with this purple here, and this is now telling me that I'm going to be debt free next year, 2025. What is this? Is this August. So by this time next year, I'll just have one more payment left. Chances are you'll pay it off because you just want to get it done. But this is great, because now if you go back on the debt tracker, debt calculator, your interest went down from 80,000 Rand to 11,000 Rand. So the interest basically makes the bank rich. So the goal is not to make the bank rich. The goal is to make yourself rich. So that 80,000 Rand could be going onto your investments, could be going onto your savings. So this is why you need to pay off your debt quickly, because no rich person has ever built wealth while having debts.